Hello, Penguin Army. Today I am giving shout out to 50 most useless school rules of my subscribers. But first, thank you so much for 150,000 subscribers. And a huge shout out to Fizz Not Found, TTB Pink, William.NBA, Charlie Morrow, Teardrop 4x2, Pin the BFDI Fan, Ford Guy, and many more for supporting this channel financially.
You're absolute legends.
And believe me, I showed over 100 of your comments to my mom, and she was so proud that she said,
"Finally, you're doing something useful on the internet."
And of course, massive love to our channel members too. You guys are basically the VIP penguins of this army. Now let's get started with part 1 to all the way to part 20. Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers. At number 3, we got this. My school doesn't let us talk at lunch. And if we do, we have to write.
I will not talk at lunch 100 times.
Like, what do you want me to do? Chew in Morse code? At this point, lunch isn't even lunch anymore. It's silent yoga with a sandwich. At number 2, my school uses a system that times you when you go to the bathroom. If you're out too long, you get detention.
Nah, bro. This can't be true.
Imagine rushing like it's the Olympics just to pee. Teachers really out here with bathroom stopwatches like...
And he finishes in 42 seconds.
Like, sorry, Miss Linda, my bladder isn't a Formula 1 pit stop. And finally, at number 1 is the most relatable.
You're not allowed to take your blazer off in 30 degrees Celsius heat.
Bro, that's not a rule. That's a survival test. We're out here sweating like KFC chickens while teachers sipping iced coffee in the staff room. At this point, forget exams. If you survive summer in a blazer, you deserve a Medal of Honor and a chance to play with Creekcraft. Subscribe and drop your school's dumbest rules for a shout-out.
Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers. Part 2. At number 3 is... My school rule is if your nails are too long, they send you home to cut them. Then you come back. Boom.
Kicked again for being late.
Like, bro, what is this? A new version of Barber Simulator 2025? I mean, chill, Miss Linda, they're just nails.
Not a 10-foot killer animatronic nosy about to destroy the boring classroom.
At number 2 is my old school didn't tolerate defending yourself. The kid attacks me and before I defend myself...
Boom.
I'm in trouble.
That's the classic bully scene. Teachers act blind when someone is busy rearranging your 206 bones, but the moment you go for revenge...
Congratulations. It's time for detention.
Now, at number 1 made me question my existence. My school doesn't allow me to help others at all. Don't they teach moral values anymore? Imagine your best friend failing a test and the teacher's like,
"Don't help your friend, let him die solo."
Bro, this isn't education, this is Dark Souls Classroom Edition. Subscribe and comment your school's dumbest rules for a shout-out. Ranking the most useless school rules of my subscribers.
Part 3.
So at number 3, if you sneeze twice, you get a detention for disturbing students when they aren't even listening. Bro school really thinks sneezing is a weapon of mass destruction.
Like, relax, Miss Linda.
I didn't summon a demon. I just sneezed because of your dusty chalkboard.
And half the class isn't even listening, but they still punish the guy fighting for oxygen.
At number 2 is, if you're late to class, then you get a parents' meeting, detention, and a talk with the admin of the district.
Bro, this is straight up a Netflix trilogy.
All that drama because my bus hit one extra red light? Bro, at this point, just arrest me.
Call the FBI and put me on Interpol.
Interpol's most wanted.
At number 1 gives me chills every time. So number 1 is, my school has a cold call policy. So when the teacher asks questions, we are not allowed to raise our hand, and we are forced to let the teacher pick a student, so you never know who it could be. And now that nervous student can't predict whether they are or aren't being picked. Bro, this is basically Squid Game, Education Edition. 1 second you're chilling, next second, boom. Teacher screams your name like you're on trial. And now the poor nervous kid is sweating harder than a Roblox server on update day. Subscribe and comment. Your school's dumbest rule for a shout-out in part 4.
Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers part 4, and number 1 actually broke my brain.
Number 3 is, in my school, if a student is even 1 minute late to class, they must stand outside the classroom silently for the entire period and make up the missed work after school.
Nah, that's absolute cinema.
1 red light and boom, you're downgraded to hallway furniture. Just standing there like a decorative plant, except...
Plants at least get watered, and then you still gotta make up the work after school?
Bro, that's not discipline, that's free unpaid overtime.
Number 2, no scissors are allowed because they are dangerous, so we have to rip paper instead of cutting it.
Bro, the project ends up looking like it went through a tornado.
Teachers be like, safety first.
While we're out here ripping paper like cavemen. Relax, Professor Linda, I'm not training for prison, I just want to cut a rectangle.
A number 1 is crazy.
In my school, we can't say 6 and 7 or we get morning detention, LOL.
Bro, what? I don't even know the context here.
Can someone please explain in the comments why 6 and 7 are banned? Imagine trying to solve 5 Plow 2 in math class, saying the answer out loud.
And boom, buddy. It's time for detention.
This isn't school, this is Squid Game with numbers. Subscribe and comment your school rules for a shout-out in part 5. Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers part 5, and number 1 literally happens with everyone.
At number 3 is,
in my school, when you make 1 mistake, you get hit with a stick.
bro, what is this?
Math class or WWE SmackDown?
Like, chill, I just forgot a minus sign, not declared World War III. Teachers acting like a single spelling error is the end of civilization.
And don't get me started at number 2.
If you are too loud on the bus, the driver turns the bus around and everyone gets detention and they call your parents.
This is absolute cinema.
Imagine explaining to your mom that I got detention because Jimmy
Coughed too loudly.
At number 1 is what happened with everyone. During tests, you can't use the bathrooms at all, even if it's an emergency. Our tests are 3 hours long and the teacher says hold it.
One time I pretty much pissed myself.
That's diabolical.
3 hours with 0 bathroom and the teacher out here acting like we are camels in the desert. And then they wonder why students don't perform well, maybe because half
The class is focusing on bladder control instead of algebra.
Comment and remix this video for a shout out in part 6.
Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers.
Part 6 and number 1 is absolute cinema.
At number 3 is, in my school you can't go to the bathroom unless you have a bathroom pass, which must be given by a doctor, or else you can't go.
Like, bro,
Is this a school or a medical hospital?
imagine holding your pee while waiting for a doctor's prescription just to touch the bathroom door.
At number 2 is
I have an art teacher who is really strict, and if only one person does something wrong, she thinks that
The whole class does something wrong.
I don't know what's wrong with her mindset.
This is that classic boss fight where one guy dies and the whole squad wipes.
like, bro, why are 30 kids paying the price for Jimmy's loud farts? And at number 1 is literally what happens in our schools.
No running in recess, no keychains are allowed, you have to wear a uniform, didn't do the homework stand for the whole period and do it, didn't write the date on page, time for lecture. Want to go to the bathroom during test or exams? Do the freaking test first and walk in the straight line.
Bro, just dropped his full school trauma like it's a Netflix documentary.
This is not a school anymore. This is military boot camp with math homework. May God bless you, bro, and give you a happy school life.
Subscribe and comment your rules for shout out in next post.
Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers. Part 7.
At number 3 is, when you break someone's water bottle, you have to buy them a new one. Bro, imagine someone's bottle is already hanging on life support.
Wobbling like it survived 5 world wars.
You accidentally fart too loud and boom.
Bottle hits the ground like it just got nuked. And guess what?
Your fart just cost you $100.
Ain't no way I am paying for school supplies in this life.
At number 2 is, in my school, if it's winter,
No matter how hot it is, you cannot take your coat off.
bro, this rule makes no sense. It's literally 200 degrees in the classroom, kids are melting like ice cream cones, and the teacher's standing there like,
Keep your jacket on.
What is this?
we enter schools as students but leave like a fried chicken wing.
And before we get to number 1, biggest shout out to Duke for the super chat. He said, when you're asked if you need to go to the bathroom before class and you say no, but 0.01 seconds after the class starts, your bladder feels like it's going to explode.
Bro, why does this happen every single time? Teacher asks, anyone need the bathroom? And I'm like, nah, I'm chill. Then the second that door shuts, my bladder turns into Niagara Falls on steroids. At that point, I'm not a student anymore. I'm John Wick fighting for survival against my own stupid bladder. Subscribe and comment your dumbest rules for a shout out in next part.
Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers, part 8. And number 1 actually made me question my existence. At number 3 is, whenever someone opens the door of the class,
Even if it's literally the wind.
we all have to stand up until the teacher says,
Sit down.
Like, bro, imagine a gust of air opens the door and suddenly the whole class is role-playing as soldiers in basic training. Why are we saluting the wind? I didn't sign up for the U.S. Army simulator, I just came here to pass math. At number 2 is,
my friend said their gym teacher literally roars at them and targets them specifically.
bro, that teacher not even yells, he roars.
This ain't gym class, this is Jurassic Park. Imagine running laps and suddenly your PE teacher sounds like a boss fight from Elden Ring. And before number 1, biggest shout out to William for supporting this channel. He said,
You get a 3-time pass to use the bathroom per quarter, and a quarter is like 3 months.
bro, that's insane. Only 3 bathroom trips in 90 days. Someone tell Professor Linda that our bladder doesn't run on ultra saver mode. Teachers really be like,
Hold it in, champ.
as if we're training for the Olympic pee marathon.
Comment your useless school rules for a shout out in next part. Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers. Part 9 and number 1 literally makes no sense. At number 3 is, my school lasts for 8 hours straight. Bro, by the time that bell rings, it feels like the sun already went home. 8 hours of sitting in class just to be told the
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Like, bro, is this information going to pay for my rent?
And I couldn't sleep after reading number 2.
It says, if I say 6, 7 in my school, my teacher turns off the lights, makes me say it in front of a mirror with a candle, and the rest of the students evacuate.
Bro.
This isn't a classroom, this is a Conjuring horror movie. Like, imagine you say 6 to 7,
Boom.
lights out, teacher turns into Slender Man, your whole class sprints like it's a fire drill. All over 2 random numbers TikTok made famous.
Before we get to number 1, biggest shout out to Charlie Morrow for sending a super chat.
She said, we are not allowed to talk about Labubu for some reason. Like, bro, I know it looks like rejected Pokemon, but it's just a plushie. And your school out here acting like saying Labubu is gonna summon a demon.
Bro.
Imagine the detention slip saying that the crime was,
She said Labubu at lunch.
how do you even explain that to your parents? Subscribe and comment, useless rules for shout out.
Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers, part 10. At number 3 is, in my school, if you barely touch someone by accident, they call the cops.
Like, bro, I just tapped my friend's shoulder.
Not started a WWE Royal Rumble in the hallway. Imagine explaining to a judge,
Your Honor, I accidentally brushed someone's hoodie string.
bro, at this point, I'll need a lawyer just to borrow a pencil. And shout out to Isaac with a GoPro for number 2. In my class, we can't have a water bottle on the desk because the teacher thinks it'll fall on the computer. Like, ma'am, my water bottle is not an atomic bomb. It's literally 90% air.
And 10% disappointment.
What do you want me to do? Crawl under the desk every time I'm thirsty?
At this point, I feel like SpongeBob in that I Need Water episode.
And before number 1,
Biggest shout out to Pin the BFDI fan for supporting this channel.
bro said, you must only watch G-rated shows and no PG at all, even if you're old enough to watch PG. So you are saying SpongeBob is fine, but the second I watch Shrek,
I'm committing federal crimes?
bro, even Peppa Pig has darker lore than these G-rated shows. What do teachers think? That PG movies will melt our brains faster than algebra? Comment your useless rules for a shout out.
Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers. Part 11, and trust me, bro, number 1 is so cooked. At number 3 is, if we talk during PE class, my teacher throws chalk at us and we need to dodge it. Bro, PE isn't even physical education anymore. It's literally dodgeball with teacher supplies.
one wrong word and suddenly I'm Deku breaking my back just to dodge a chalk attack.
At number 2 is,
My school says bubblegum is banned, and if she finds you with bubblegum, you get detention.
like, bro, it's just a gum, not a nuclear weapon. I'm just trying to chew through the pain of your boring lessons. And detention for chewing? At this point, schools act like orbit gum is more dangerous than TikTok trends. And before number 1, biggest shout out to Astral Aviator Nixon for supporting this channel with Super Chat. He said, "We have school on Saturday and Sunday. This is just a prison for smart people." Like, bro, weekdays already feel like jail. Now you're telling me weekends are gone too? At this point, just hand me an orange jumpsuit, give us roll call with prison numbers, and let the PE teacher walk
Around with handcuffs.
Subscribe and comment your dumbest rules for shout out in next part.
Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers, part 12. At number 3 is, whenever we fart, we have to dodge a lot of pencils from teacher. Like, bro, imagine your stomach betrays you with one loud fart, and suddenly it's not a classroom anymore.
It's Call of Duty lobby.
Teacher out here pulling out pencils like throwing knives, and you're just Naruto running for survival.
At number 2 is
My school rule is no tactical attire or detention, but you can wear mini skirts or even cosplay at school. So you mean tactical vest is prison time, but Gojo cosplay is perfectly fine?
imagine Itadori pulling up and suddenly Sukuna takes control in English class.
At that point, it's not algebra.
It's a whole anime war in the classroom.
And before number 1,
Biggest shout out to Ice Love for supporting this channel with Super Chat. She said,
if we forget our gym clothes, they take off our grades and we have to call home. And our gym clothes cost over $100. Like, bro, why does my GPA depend on a $100 polyester t-shirt that looks like it came straight out of a roadside dollar store? Bro, the only cardio I'm getting here is running laps around my parents.
begging them to drop $100 so I don't get academically evicted.
At this point, my report card isn't measuring intelligence. It's measuring my family's wallet size. Subscribe and comment your useless rules for a shout out. Ranking useless school rules.
Part 13.
And no one deserves the last one. At number 3 is, you get detention for forgetting a book. But if you fight brutally, it's just a small warning. Like, bro, what kind of logic is this? Imagine getting detention because you didn't bring your notebook, while the guy who gave 3 suplex to you through a desk is just chilling in class like nothing happened. And shout out to that one random YouTuber for number 2. In my school, if one person breaks a rule, the whole class gets a lecture.
Like, bro,
Imagine your lactose-intolerant friend farts loudly,
and suddenly the whole class is in detention.
and before number 1,
Biggest shout out to TTB Pink for helping me get my favorite burger with his Super Chat.
he said, in 8th grade,
We can't have snacks.
bro, imagine the whole school is munching in front of you. Meanwhile, you and your bro are starving like
SpongeBob and Patrick.
I'm skipping 8th grade at all costs. Straight from 7th to 9th like it's a time machine.
Cause no way I'm suffering in hunger jail.
Comment your useless rules for a shout out. Ranking schools, useless rules. Part 14, and the last one is really cooked.
At number 3 is
If someone beats you,
the teacher doesn't pay attention.
but when you fight back,
You get detention. Bro, what a beautiful rhyme, but imagine.
someone is literally speed running your jaw, and the moment you throw one comeback punch, teacher appears like WWE referee.
Detention for you.
Like, hello? Where were you when I was getting folded like school
Uniform. And number 2 is absolute nonsense.
In my school, if somebody asks to go to the toilet, they will say you can go on lunch break while the break is 2 hours away.
Bro, 2 hours?
Like, what do you want me to do? Schedule my pee like Google Calendar? Imagine the teacher.
Sorry, kid. Pee is not allowed during class hours.
Like, bro, this is not Fortnite. I can't hold till zone closes. And before number 1, huge shout out to VNN the Dev for supporting the channel with Super Chat. He said, if you go to PE without tennis shoes, the teacher makes you run a mile.
Like, bro, I forgot my running shoes and your punishment is to make me run even more?
That's like telling a guy who forgot lunch to go run a cooking competition. Next time I'm showing up in bathroom slippers and let's see if he makes me run the Olympics.
Subscribe and comment your useless rules for a shout out.
Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers. Part 15.
At number 3 is, in my school, if we get an answer wrong, we get hit with a ruler.
Bro, this isn't math class, this is WWE with stationary weapons. Bro, even my mom didn't touch me till now. Meanwhile, my teacher be like,
One wrong answer and the oiled up ruler is ready to fold you like a school bag.
at number 2. My school is literally 11 hours long with Saturday included.
11 hours plus Saturday.
That's not education, that's literally jail speedrun. Bro, even prisoners get weekends off. Meanwhile, you are suffering with Miss Linda's maths class.
And before number 1, biggest shout out to Taco Turtle Games for supporting this channel with Super Chat.
He said, in my school, we must have good posture, or else we get detention.
Like, bro, I leaned 1 inch and suddenly I'm treated like I committed tax fraud.
My back isn't a steel rod, it's a human spine.
You want me sitting like I'm posing for a Mona Lisa painting for 7 hours straight?
Subscribe and comment your useless rules for a shout out. Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers, part 16.
At number 3 is, we can't say anything bad about the school or it's straight to court.
Bro, imagine saying, the bathroom smells weird, and the next thing you know, you're standing in front of a judge like, Your Honor, it was just a fart complaint.
At number 2, if you sit next to the opposite gender on the bus, they turn it around and kick you off. Like, bro, I was literally 1 stop away from my house, and now I gotta walk 2 miles back because I sat with some pick-me girl. Bro, even Uber gives you better service. And before number 1, huge shout out to Ford Roblox Rant for supporting with the Super Chat.
He said, if you zip up your hoodie or jacket twice,
They take it away.
so you're telling me my school runs on GTA wanted level rules?
First offense, warning. Second offense, hoodie gone.
Bro, it's not even blocking the uniform, it's blocking me from freezing like Elsa in December.
Subscribe and comment your useless rules for a shout out.
Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers, part 17. At number 3 is,
If we talk too much in class, the teacher literally makes us play Zumba dance.
bro, imagine getting punished with cardio. Like, I came to learn math, not audition for a fitness DVD.
One second I'm solving algebra, next second I'm doing salsa against my will. At number 2 is literally cooked.
We are not allowed to have inhalers in class.
Like, bro, what do you think I'm gonna do? Speed run the 100 meters with extra oxygen? The school really said,
Struggle to breathe.
But follow the rules.
And before number 1, biggest shout out to TLJ Daytona for supporting this penguin with a super chat.
bro said, if you cough too loud during a test, you are sent straight to the principal's office.
Bro, one sneeze,
And suddenly I'm treated like I leaked the exam papers. Like, hello?
it's not a criminal offense.
It's allergy season.
Next thing you know, they'll install CCTV in my lungs to monitor every breath. Subscribe and comment your useless rule for a shout out. Ranking useless rules of my subscribers. Part 18. And no one deserves the last one. At number 3 is,
In my school, if we blink, the whole school gets detention.
bro, imagine one kid sneezes and suddenly 800 students are locked up like it's a prison sentence. School really running on group project logic like,
If one person fails, everybody fails.
At number 2 is,
you can't wear your hoodie in class, but it's freezing.
and it's Tennessee.
Like, bro, what do you want me to do? Sit there shivering like a penguin in Antarctica while pretending to solve equations?
Next rule will be,
No breathing because it disrupts the learning environment.
and before number 1, huge shout out to Charlie Morrow for supporting this penguin with a super chat.
She said, today someone sang the La Boo Boo song and got detention. Bro, imagine catching charges for humming TikTok trending songs. Like, what's next?
Life imprisonment for running in the hallway.
Teachers really won't ban bullying, but these stupid rules for sure. Subscribe and comment your useless rule for a shout.
Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers, part 19. At number 3 is,
I get only 10 seconds to go to the bathroom, and if I don't make it in time, I gotta do like 20 push-ups.
Bro, what is this? School or military training camp? Like, I just wanted to pee, not audition for the Marines. Next thing you know, they'll time your hand wash like it's the Olympics.
At number 2 is really hilarious. If you look at somebody's drawing, we get in so much trouble and then they contact our parents.
So let me get this straight. If my friend doodles a stick man and I glance at it, suddenly my mom is getting called like I committed a federal crime.
Bro, I didn't steal the Mona Lisa. I just looked at a doodle.
And before number 1, huge shout out to Fizz Not Found for supporting this channel with a super chat.
He said, the teacher has to search your bag, and you gotta go through a metal detector. You can't bring scissors, and the water bottle has to be completely empty before entering the school. Bro, this is not a school. This is Area 51. Metal detector beeping like I'm carrying Thor's hammer. My eraser almost got confiscated.
And with empty bottle, I walk into class dehydrated like I just came back from the Sahara Desert.
Subscribe and comment your useless rule for a shout out. Ranking useless school rules of my subscribers. Part 20, no one deserved the last one. At number 3 is,
If you cough, the teacher literally says COVID-19 will come back and you'll get a major offense.
bro, I didn't bring back a pandemic. I just swallowed my spit mid-class, and now the teacher's giving me the glare like
Like I unleashed a biohazard. Chill.
At number 2 is,
When I make one mistake, I get slapped to China.
bro, detention wasn't enough at this point. I messed up a math problem, and suddenly my brain's on a mental flight to Beijing.
1 second of distraction and boom, it's time for learning.
Ching chang chong.
And before number 1, huge shout out to Watch4321 for the super chat. He said,
You have to ask to even drink water.
bro, seriously, that's not class anymore.
It's a Sahara dessert.
Imagine sitting there like SpongeBob screaming, I need it, while the teacher guards the water fountain like it's some cursed treasure.
Students are literally sneaking sips like it's Among Us in real life.
Comment your dumbest rule for a shout out.
Alright, Penguin Army, those were the useless rules for today. Part 2 is coming real soon, but I need a tiny favor. I'm dropping merch soon, so help me out. Should we release hoodies first or sweatshirts first? Comment down below and
Let me know.
hey, if you've got any fan art or cool designs, post them in the community tab.
Who knows, your design might end up on the next merch.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.